Hey guys, the Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Join us as the Sports Entertainer looks at all the breaking wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including a WWE legend is all in on Saturday night's main event shocker, a spoiler on who is winning the Women's United States title, a major WWE star retires and won't be at WrestleMania 41, and much more. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on, so you never miss out on an episode. Vince McMahon's lawsuit proceeds amid federal investigation. Now, as some of you guys are likely aware, the U.S. Southern District of New York imposed a stay on the Janell Grant and Vince McMahon lawsuit because of the fact that there was a federal investigation on McMahon. However, Janell Grant's representation have essentially announced that the stay has expired, which allows them to continue this civil case while Vince McMahon is still going to be dealing with the criminal investigation. Janell's attorney Ann Callis shared her thoughts on the situation in a statement to ITR Wrestling. Quote, "We are pleased that prosecutors for the Southern District of New York have concluded that they can continue their criminal investigation while we bring forward new evidence in our civil case about the exploitation carried out by Janell Grant's abusers. For the last 6 months, Ms. Grant has patiently waited to hold Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE accountable for the trafficking and abuse she endured at the company on a near-daily basis. Her wait is over, and we now look forward to sharing Ms. Grant's story. Honestly, things are looking pretty rough for Vince McMahon these days, and no doubt his outright ban from WWE will continue until all of this legal trouble is resolved. And if Vince is proven to be guilty, then fans might as well forget Vince McMahon ever existed because he would never be mentioned on television again. Next up, a legend is all in on potential Saturday night's main event shocker. Now, Saturday night's main event is starting to get a lot of hype because no doubt fans were excited to see Triple H and Cody Rhodes tease everyone on social media yesterday about bringing back the Winged Eagle WWE Championship for one night only. And while many felt like this announcement from WWE about Cody using the Winged Eagle title for Saturday night's main event basically confirms Cody will be retaining the gold against Kevin Owens, Hall of Famer Booker T would not be surprised if Kevin Owens dethroned Cody Rhodes of the undisputed title Saturday night, with Booker revealing the following on a recent edition of the Hall of Fame podcast. Quote, "I wouldn't be surprised with anything right now because the business is so hot, and there are so many guys that has the rocket on their back right now. You could pretty much put it on a plethora of guys, and I think we'll get the same result right now. I really believe that. So if it happens, hey man, I'm going to be all in for Kevin Owens because that dude has put in his time. He's paid his damn dues to see Kevin Owens actually cash in. It'll be great, man." Let us know if you guys would be happy to see Kevin Owens dethrone Cody of the undisputed WWE title this Saturday night in a shock title change, or do you feel like Cody shouldn't be losing that title anytime soon? Next up, a spoiler on who is winning Women's United States title. Wrestling fans are certainly excited at the WWE introducing new mid-card titles in the women's divisions on Raw and SmackDown, with tournaments being held to crown the inaugural champion. And when it comes to the Women's United States title tournament on SmackDown, we've already wrapped up the first round matches, with the semifinals to take place this Friday on SmackDown, with the finals occurring during Saturday night's main event, and it appears as though the tournament result and the inaugural Women's United States champion has been revealed, with Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sports Kita Wrestling revealing that none other than Chelsea Green will be winning the Women's United States title, reporting the following on Twitter or X, quote, "Spoiler on who is currently slated to win the U.S. Championship tournament and become the inaugural champion at Saturday night's main event," with Featherstone pointing arrows towards a picture of Chelsea Green. Now, do you guys feel Chelsea Green deserves to become the inaugural Women's United States champ? Or would you prefer WWE going a different route here and choosing another women's division star to win the title? Next up, a WWE star retires and won't be at WrestleMania 41. Now, we don't blame you if you don't believe this story, but nevertheless, former United States champion Logan Paul has stated that he's retired from wrestling and won't be at WrestleMania 41 because of the fact that he's become a dad. As some of you may be aware, Logan Paul and his wife Nina Agdal welcomed a baby girl to the world this past September. And on a recent episode of the Impulsive Podcast, Logan was basically asked if he would be at WrestleMania 41 in 2025, with Logan responding with, quote, "No, I'm retired. I'm a dad, bro." Let us know if you guys even believe Logan Paul when he says he's retired from WWE, because honestly, we personally feel Logan's full of you-know-what. Next up, Charlotte Flair's WWE return imminent this Saturday. Clearly, Saturday night's main event is shaping up to be a monumental show for WWE, because a new report provided by WrestleVotes on Twitter or X has reported that Charlotte Flair's return to WWE is imminent, potentially occurring at Saturday night's main event, with WrestleVotes reporting, quote, "Sources indicate that Charlotte Flair's return is imminent, with the possibility of it happening as soon as this weekend on NBC. We are told creative was tasked earlier this week with structuring the presentation of her return." WrestleOps on Twitter would add to the story with, quote, "The return of Charlotte Flair to WWE TV is now upon us and imminent. Fans can expect a little different presentation, a fresh coat of paint per se, maybe a different side of Flair, via WrestleVotes Radio, Backstage Pass." Charlotte Flair has unfortunately been out of action for over a year now after suffering a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus during a SmackDown match against Asuka last fall. And no doubt, a lot of fans will be excited to see Charlotte back in action. Although some may dread the fact that we're likely heading towards another major Charlotte Flair push immediately following her return. Next up, Tony Khan evaluates AEW World Title scene and talks Jon Moxley. Now, the AEW president Tony Khan was recently interviewed on the Sports Guy Talking Wrestling podcast. And among the subjects that were touched on, Tony Khan firstly commented on the current AEW World Title scene, revealing, quote, "I'm really excited about having the top stars in AEW, all gunning for the championship. I don't think they're all aligned with each other, but they're all aligned in that they want to take the championship from Jon Moxley. And we saw the fans chanting AEW as Hangman Page, Jay White, and Orange Cassidy teed off on the champion. I thought that was awesome." Tony Khan would continue by talking about Jon Moxley, formerly known to WWE fans as Dean Ambrose, as AEW's world champion, quote, "And that's three of the biggest names in AEW, chasing possibly the biggest name ever in AEW, the greatest champion in our history, Jon Moxley, the 4-time world champion of AEW, the 6-time world champion, the only man ever to hold the AEW, WWE, and IWGP world championships. Jon Moxley is a great wrestler, a great champion, but he is definitely the object of pursuit from some of the biggest stars in AEW, and I think it's really exciting what's happening every week on Wednesday night. Dynamite on TBS and on TNT every weekend, on AEW with the great stars chasing the Death Riders. Sound off in the comments section below your thoughts on AEW's current world title picture. And do you feel like Jon Moxley's the biggest star that AEW have right now after the likes of CM Punk left for WWE? And do you hope that one day Moxley chooses to follow in Punk's footsteps and leave AEW to return home to WWE? Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSC Wrestling. And we will see you guys in the next video.